Are you ready? Are you ready? Let's go! Do you have absolute certainty on how you go from hello to yes on what you're looking for?
Sean is a master. He teaches. It's not just about sharing the formula with you. It's about making sure that we learn.
I went from $100,000 in debt from law school to having no money and starting my own law firm on my credit card to selling it 4 years later.
Sean and I, we co-created massive victories in 2 unwinnable jury trials, which are recognized nationally now as top 100 jury verdicts.
To be even on the same track with you, who I respect and admire and love with all my heart.
Never again submit. You're not better and you're not less than any human on earth.
When you shared with us about the Unblinded process and the mastery sales training, I just went, wow.
Sean will gain proximity to the most influential and powerful people. He will find out how he can grow their business, how he can help them personally. But the third thing that he does is the most important. Sean serves without an expectation of getting anything in return.
You have very, very high-performing colleagues.
22 years ago, you transformed my life as you did all these people's lives over the course of time. And I couldn't be more grateful. Let's hear from Tony Robbins.
I don't see him as a lawyer, and I don't see him as a blind person. Someone who has subjugated his ego, who has taught me what serving really looks like.
You have this incredible ability to just have unconditional love for everyone, and that is just an incredible gift.
The moment you have been waiting for.
The American Blind Association is the first new face and voice of that association since Helen Keller.
Formula for formulas, which is exactly what I've learned from Sean. It's a language-based predictable model. We will have over 300 new sales meetings this month.
This superpower in the world that is attainable for you is the ability to influence people. If you believe that, say yes. If you believe that, say yes. Do you think that worked?
I think our host is lost in the multiverse, Gina.
All right, well then it's your show as always, Bella Verita.
It's the Bella Verita show today.
Should we start, meeting these folks, or what do you think? Which way are we going?
Let's start with the introduction.
So joining us first from Hoboken, New Jersey, the home of the one and only Frank Sinatra. This gentleman is the creator at Our Collective, U.S. Operations Officer at Paluxi Group. Everyone, please join me in welcoming Leong Ying to The Real Raw.
Thank you. God bless you all.
And what is your fun fact, Leong?
I'll give you a quick elevated speech about myself. As you can see, I'm from Chinese ancestry. So my father from China, my mother is from Singapore, where I was born. But I was educated in the UK, hence the God Save the Queen, hence the accent. And I came to the US in '93, pursuing my dream.
Like, I could listen to you all day long. You are definitely Gina and I's people. But we got some more people we got to get to today to get this show on the road. So thank you so much. And Gina, who else we got? Oh, my co-host came out.
Let's go, Gina, who we got?
How'd you get up?
Unbelievable. She is crazy. Let's go, Gina.
Joining us from somewhere near you guys, from Hollywood, Florida, this orthopedic surgeon is most proud of her 2 children, 11 and 12-year-old boys, and her pug. Please, everyone, join me in welcoming Dr. Shani Katz.
Hey, thank you for having me.
How are you?
I'm doing well. Thank you.
And how about your fun facts? Something to be like, Dr. Katz, no way. We couldn't imagine that you jumped out of a parachute like on your last day of medical school. I don't know. Something fun and crazy.
Yeah, and I would never jump out of a perfectly working plane or anything with a parachute. But I listen to old school hip hop in the operating room.
Whoa.
That's super fun.
So who's your favorite artist?
Yeah, what's your favorite song?
I think I like Biggie the best.
Biggie Smalls.
So Gina, who else do we have?
From California, San Diego, California, a mortgage broker, does loans everywhere. She's a volunteer for Tony. Please, everyone, join me in welcoming Sonia Hashimi to The Real Raw.
I love this. This is so cool.
And so what's your favorite way to get fun, Sonia? Like, what do you do for fun?
I love to travel. My goal is to take my kids to a new country every summer.
G-Money.
Next, joining us from outside Tampa, Florida, this woman, when she was 18 years old, Sean, she had a baby who had an underdeveloped heart, and she knew she couldn't give him the life that he needed. So she gave him to a family who could take care of him, found him 20 years later, and he is now celebrating his 33rd birthday. She celebrates their relationship. She's a lieutenant firefighter, wants to become a coach someday. Please, everyone, join me in welcoming Cindy Brown to The Real Roc.
And what's your fun fact? Something to be like, Cindy, no way.
I jumped out of a plane 3 times in the last 3 months.
Did you have a parachute on?
Yeah, I went tandem 3 times and I did solo once.
Thank you. G Money.
Coming from Mount Snow area, Vermont, this man raised his 5 children and his 3 grandchildren, celebrating his legacy. He likes to piss people off, by the way, but you won't find him on any online, making any online sparkly promises. You will find through his 16 books and his practice a relentless drive to help people everywhere work together and evolve on an equal plane. Please join me, everyone, in welcoming Howard Bronson to The Real Roc.
So what's the truth? What's the mission, Howard?
When Cindy told her story, it reminded me of a story, an important backstory about myself and what my motivation is. When my mother in 1953 was pregnant with me, she contracted polio, and she was in an iron lung, and she was not expected to survive. But she did. And then every doctor, every OBGYN recommended that she abort me. And they ground rounds. They tried to order her to get an abortion. And she refused. And here I am. So what I feel is, with all my heart, from the depths of my fetal beginning, is that life is such a gift, that each of us have unrealized potential, untapped potential, if we just found it within ourselves, to have the courage to take sincere views of ourselves and share that with the world. So that's where it comes from, and that's my little backstory.
Howard, extraordinary. G-Money.
Our final guest of the day, Sean and Bella, joining us from Orlando, Florida, or home is in Orlando, Florida. He's currently traveling to West Palm, somewhere on a turnpike in Florida. He was Jay-Z's manager for 2 years, and the experience he gained from that helped him see that anything is possible, since it was from the early days when Jay-Z had nothing. He manages how to find investors, deals, and events for major celebrities. Please, everyone, join me in welcoming Jay Anderson to The Real Roc. Bella and Sean are slightly frozen.
We're working on it. We're back, G-Money. So you didn't freeze. I'm sorry. So one more time, the name of this amazing final participant is?
Jay Anderson.
How you doing, Sean? Pleasure to speak to you again. I've spoken to you on the phone. Yeah, thank you for having me, you and Bella. Jay Henderson is the name, just to correct. Never was Jay-Z's manager, but worked in the company from the beginning when it was Roc-A-Fella Records. Fun fact is just enjoying life, traveling, and like a few other people mentioned, helping others, giving back. That's one of the greatest joys in my life, when I can go and help people that are underprivileged.
And Jay, thank you for sharing your wisdom, your heart, and for being here today.
Yes, sir. I appreciate it. I'm glad to be here.
Now,
Gina, we love you. Mwah, from the multiverse. Peace out. Have a beautiful day, and thank you for getting us going, Gina.
You got it. Bye for now, everyone.
This amazing woman started selling crafts on her front lawn as an 8-year-old. She progressed to being a 7-figure earner in the space of network marketing. Not an easy thing to do. And then at the ripe young age of 24, she became not the number 5, 4, 3, or 2, not the number 6, 7, 8, 9, or 10, but the numero uno, #1 business broker in the great state of Nevada, youngest person ever to do it, and first woman ever to do it. This one. Now she speaks on stages all over the place, helps businesses grow, scale, and develop through the superpower of integrous influence, knowing what to do with it and emotionally getting herself to use it, and standing for women and holding a South Beach event in Miami tomorrow. The one, the only co-host of Real Raw, Bella Farida. Let's hear.
I think my fun fact is, since we're like, talking skiing, scuba diving, all of the things, I have learned to ski, scuba dive. I've jumped out of airplanes, swam with sharks, all with a blind guy. That's my fun fact.
That's crazy.
That is crazy.
What a crazy blind guy.
I don't know if he's crazy or I'm crazy for doing all the things with the blind guy.
I want to meet this guy. Who is he?
He is the co-host of the Real Raw.
Oh my goodness. Thank you. So we're going to get going. Who's going first?
Let's go with my good friend, because he's my people, Mr. Leong Ying.
So Leong, here's how this works. So Bella is going to be anybody you want her to be. This is about going from hello to yes. You're like, what do you mean hello to yes? Well, in our marketing, in our selling, in our managing, in our leading, in our recruiting, in our fundraising, for profit, not for profit, these things occur on the other side of a yes. But what does a world look like if yeses aren't built on pitching, hooking, closing, taking, but instead based upon integrous influence, like the opening of listening and the adding more value? This amazing heart center group, we believe, is about that. So Bella, to illustrate and gamify things a little bit, she'll be anybody you want her to be.
I only have one ambition, one desire on this earth, and that's actually my own 501c3, which is ClydStar, which is to unite religion and science, to unify, basically create a facts-based religion. That's my only one desire.
All right, let's do it. Hello, this is Bella.
Hey, Bella. So anyway, I want you to help me promote my ClydStar, which is the unification of religion and science. I do believe we need this to heal this world. This world's too fractious, as I'm sure you all know. You don't need me to tell you, with the war in Europe. And part of that is like one gentleman, I think it was Howard, racism. There's a lot of issues. I put racism at the top of all evils, to be honest with you. So I'm totally 100% in support of what Howard did. So my goal is to unify humanity. So one of our organizations, our collective, has started One Humanity, One World. That is part of the issue, okay? If we see each other as family, I love my family, and I'm sure all of you love your family, and I've heard that, okay? So we can expand our family, not just to what's in this war, but to what's on this planet. Then won't that be a beautiful, beautiful world? So that is what I want to do with my global organization, our collective. So we work with like the United Nations, we work with corporations. So our goal is to deliver the message.
And where are you at on this journey so far? And like, what is the next step? Like, what do you need help with?
I'm working through our collective, through various, I said, intergovernment organizations, like the United Nations, also with governments like Nepal, Nigeria. So I want to influence that at the top end and at the bottom end. So we are bridge building right now. So this big building, I'm not going to go specifically in project, otherwise it'll take forever and ever. So we are building the foundation, I believe a good foundation, which we have now. And it's now for us laying that seed and to blossom that network, that bridge. And this is part of it. This is the network with such great people like yourself. So I hope to basically reconnect with powerful influencers like yourself to help me deliver the knowledge and truth and do my little bit to deliver the peace and love that this world needs.
Beautiful, Leong. Anything that we can do to support that vision, all for peace and love, my friends.
Yeah.
No, thank you. Thank you. I'm sure we will. I'm sure there's a reason why we came at this fateful time.
Thanks. So, Leong, thank you. Awesome, brother.
Thank you.
Who's up?
Dr. Katz.
Ooh, Dr. Katz. Who would you like Bella to be, please, including Biggie?
A patient could be good.
Cool. And this is she's got a bunch of, what pain would you want? Back pain, knee pain? Like, what would be?
Let's do the knee.
Knee. All right. She got knee pain because she's surfing with blind people. Let's go.
And jumping out of planes that are perfectly intact.
Jumping out of planes. Yes. Hello, this is Bella.
How are you?
I'm doing okay. I am struggling a little bit. I've been noticing, you know, on my runs and stuff, my knees have not been feeling as perfect as I would like them to feel.
Right. Well, running is very hard on your knees, but I was not as much as I used to be a runner, and I know the feeling. I would never tell someone to stop running completely, but running on the beach is better than running on the sidewalk.
Yes, I did a little of that today, and I have a little sunburn from that this morning.
Sunblock helps.
Yes, yes.
There are different things that we can do for you. We can give you some medicine. We can do some exercise that's not running. Maybe an injection to try to make you feel better.
I'm curious, like, in your thoughts is, you know, do you believe that diet has anything to do with pain, or is that all just, you know, is it really have something to do with that A word?
Diet?
Is it diet, or is it that A word that has an A and a G and an E in it?
I think it's a little of both. Diet is very important because obviously the more weight that you have on you, the more pressure you're going to put on your joints, especially if you're a runner. Eating healthy helps to promote strong bones. And when you have strong bones, you have less pain. But age definitely plays a role in it because, you know, you run, you work, you run after your kids, you scuba dive and do all kinds of activities, and it takes a toll on your joints.
I think, and so what else, you know, so you said injections, anything else that I can do, you know, for the pain?
Over-the-counter medicine. There are different creams that you can rub in. There are a lot of new types of injections that we do. We do plasma injections, which is your own blood. We spin your blood and it separates it into two parts, the red part and the yellow part. And the yellow part of our blood has a lot of good cells that stimulate healing, and they have anti-inflammatory properties.
Well, Dr. Katz, I would love to come in and find out a little bit more about that for sure.
I think that's a great idea.
Awesome. Thank you so much.
Let's get to the judges.
Let's get to the judges.
Who's going first?
Let's go with our good friend Cindy. So Cindy, we're going to give 30 seconds of feedback. Something that the participants did great, and maybe something that they could optimize. And then we're going to give a score from 1 to 10. 1 being you would rather go to the dentist and have a root canal than have a longer conversation. 5 being like, oh, if they brought you a cup of coffee, then, you know, you'd let them take you for a cup of coffee. Or 10 being if you would rent a private jet and fly across country to have a longer conversation. So Cindy, 30 seconds of feedback for Leong, please.
He did a great job. If you're just a little bit more articulate in what his mission was or exactly what he wanted, it was a little scattered. I had a little trouble figuring out exactly what his need was. I know he's doing a 503C, but there was a lot to it. So if he had a smaller little elevator pitch, it might be quick and easy. But what he's doing in the industry is unheard of.
And so Cindy, what is your score for him?
I would give him a 7.5.
Beautiful, beautiful. Yeah. And how about for Dr. Katz?
She was incredible. She's articulate. She listened to what your need was. She asked you. She gave you plenty of options. She read back into what you were saying and confirmed what you had, but she also didn't shut down that you ran.
And let's go with, I keep wanting to call you Jelly Belly, but it's because it says J Belly, and my dad loves Jelly Belly, so I keep wanting to go Jelly Belly. But it's not Jelly Belly, it's just J Belly. Your 30 seconds feedback for, let's go with Dr. Katz first this time.
Dr. Katz, amazing, a great energy. I think I would want to go see her as a doctor. Her energy is just amazing to me, and I go on vibe and energy when I meet doctors. So she gets a 9.5.
Thank you, Jay. We got.
I think your 30 seconds of feedback for Leong is where we were.
No, I feel like there were times where I had to really pay attention to catch on what the mission was, but I still liked it. The mission is from the heart, and I really like that it's from the heart, and there's no ulterior motives. It's all about helping and changing the world. So I'm not gonna be my score, I say an 8.
Beautiful.
Nice. Great job, Jay. Thank you.
And last but not least, Mr. Howard. Howard, your feedback for Leong.
I was very impressed. I could see enormous potential in what he's saying, and I could also see a lot of synergy between what his mission is and what my global mission is. So he gets 9.5
nice
from me.
Thank you, Howard.
Clearly.
And then how about for Dr. Katz?
10, and I'll tell you why.
Whoa! Are you two a Biggie Small fan?
And it has nothing to do with that she's very lovely and attractive. It has to do with the fact that, you know, as a psychotherapist, if you'll forgive me, Dr. Katz, you are so dedicated, and I am an observer. I'm a listener, and if I may say, I can see your dedication, and I'm going to go out on a limb here and say that I think you're so dedicated and so brilliant and so accomplished that maybe there's something else in your life that's not quite in balance, yet you continue to dedicate yourself to your work and to your excellence.
Awesome, Howard. And either way, Dr. Katz just put a 10 on the board, which is very rare in the Real Roar. So great job, Dr. Katz. And now, before we take a nap, we're joking because we're going to like 9 o'clock tonight, all the beautiful magic we're providing from Unblinded. But in our last moments together, this amazing heart-centered woman likes to torture me and put me on the hot seat. So what she's about to make me do is exactly what Leong and Dr. Katz did and have to go from hello to yes. So what would be the yes then? Because I'm going to be.
How about a speaking deal in front of the Congress?
Yeah. Do you want me to be you and either creating a speaking engagement for the UN or Congress? And I'll be you speaking to the person who will be booking it. Sound good?
I'm going to put on better headphones.
Your scenario would be for me to be you, going from hello to yes, booking you to speak in front of the UN or Congress or somewhere else. Okay. So how about we go with the UN? Does that sound good?
Yes, absolutely. I'll be Mr. Gutierrez from the UN.
Okay. So Mr. Gutierrez, yes, thank you so much for the 3 minutes for today. It's Howard. It's still a good time, and I'm really appreciative of the 3 minutes you've set aside.
Very pleased to meet you.
I'm very pleased to meet you. And so, sir, I know that there's so many issues and so much on your plate. May I ask, and I will keep it to the 2 minutes and 45 seconds that we have left. May I ask, why did you even take this call in the first place? I'm honored and privileged, but curious why you took the call.
Well, I was kind of curious myself because I did read your book on racism. I think you're onto something. And the issue is, what goes through my mind is, are you somebody significant enough who could speak to the world at the UN?
Yeah. Mr. Gutierrez, I appreciate that enormously. And it's an incredible question. Before I answer that, which I'm about to, may I ask, why do you do what you do? Why are you the leader that you are? with all the friction, all the challenges, all the judgment and blame and things that occur, the thanklessness of this job, what continues to drive you in your heart and your purpose, please, sir?
Because any suffering anywhere in the world, from what happened in Uvalde, Texas, to what goes on every moment in Ukraine, in Syria, in Afghanistan, for every innocent soul who is assaulted, who is deprived of their freedom, who is murdered, maimed, or watches their city destroyed, I ache for each one. I'm somewhat of a philosopher, and I still believe that we all have the potential, to borrow from Rodney King and from years ago when he said, can't we all just get along? We can all just get along, but we have to evolve together.
Thank you, Mr. Gutierrez. I'm hearing your heart, I'm hearing your belief, and I'm hearing your desire to end suffering. So thank you. In our final minute or so together, may I share just a little bit about me and answer your question?
Sure.
Yeah. Yeah. So the question of whether or not I am significant enough to speak before the UN is a wonderful one. My name is not Nelson Mandela. My name is not Oprah Winfrey. I'm not a famous business person or philanthropist. But my work has been widely received and acclaimed. But that's not the point. I don't think, sir, with respect. Within 60 seconds of me communicating and speaking, or anyone communicating and speaking before the UN, the skill set with which we can disrupt the listening of the audience and create a congruent uniqueness in the vibration and messaging of what's shared to gain the attention of the people there, I believe that's the question you're asking. And while a lot of folks would gain that attention through their notoriety, I believe in light of their speaking skill set, they would also sound very similar to the platitudes and perspectives of many respectfully and lovingly that have gone before them. If you are seeking, excuse me, sir, a speaker whose position is to actually create a congruently unique message that isn't one of self-aggrandizement, that isn't one of diminishing others, but instead is one of powerfully creating an actual belief that we can eradicate racism and step into the truth that there's unconscious and conscious bias within all of us, and to create empathy and love for all and what that journey actually looks like. And sir, I know we're at time, but if any of this resonates, I will be deeply honored for a 15-minute meeting after this 3-minute meeting we've had to share a bit more to make sure, Mr. Gutierrez, you're absolutely certain that I could do what I claim to do. And I'd be very happy to deliver the opening and share a few more notes if we're not there yet in a 15-minute conversation. But I assure you, sir, that 15 minutes or giving me the microphone on the most important stage in the world before the UN will be something I would honor and deliver on, sir. So how does that resonate, Mr. Gutierrez, or not for you?
Mr. Bronson, I am very impressed. You have really moved me. And remember, we took a chance with Greta Thunberg a few years back. And it was a moment that awakened the world. And sometimes when you get that one individual who is on target and on fleek and is in front of our audience, which is ostensibly the world, it can help toward the healing of this world. So we will certainly talk again, and we can go to that next level of the 15 minutes. But I am very impressed with your oration.
Thank you, Mr. Gutierrez. I appreciate it. Thank you. Out of roll, okay. Howard. Howard, how did I do as Howard?
Well, I think I used to be able to do that. I haven't, done that kind of pitch in a long time. I became more of a writer and kind of withdrew, honestly, into my writing and my research. And now, post-COVID, I'm mixing with the world again. So that does resonate, what you said. It is what I'm hoping and aiming to do. Want the freedom to be able to research, write, and go out in the world and speak.
Beautiful. Thank you, Howard. Jay.
Thank you.
Thank you. Jay, how did I do as Howard?
I think you did awesome. I was impressed. I was very impressed. You as Howard, I agree. I can't, that's all. I mean, there's nothing to critique about it. You were incredible.
Thank you. Thank you, Jay. And Dr. Katz, perhaps a female perspective, how did I do?
Well, for you to come up with the things that you came up with without really knowing anything that, I mean, I'm assuming you don't really have a background in what he's talking about. That's serious working under pressure. And I think that's great.
No, thank you. I appreciate that. And how was it for you, Belle?
Absolutely extraordinary on again, on a topic that you didn't know anything about.
No, well, thank you very much. Appreciate that. Let's go for how was your day? Dr. Katz, thank you so much for being here and for your feedback and your time and energy and for helping make sure Bella's knee is going to be better.
Yes.
But how was your time, Dr. Katz, with us in the Real Raw today?
I loved it. It was, I didn't know what to expect. I was a little nervous, but I enjoyed it. I enjoyed learning about everybody here, and everyone's very interesting. Everyone's got a good story to tell, and I like meeting new people and learning things. So it was great. I enjoyed it.
No, thank you very much. Appreciate you. Cindy, appreciate you as well, and for being here and sharing your 3 parachuting story, including skydiving on your own. How was your time, Cindy, with us on the Real Raw today?
It was priceless. Absolutely great. I mean, it's my son's birthday. I don't think you could get any better than that. It's a really important day for me personally. I take it real seriously, and I'm very grateful and honored and humbled. And this is like sprinkles and extra cherries on the banana split. And they gave you extra flavors, not just chocolate, strawberry. You got to pick this off the wall flavors. So it really was awesome. It was great to learn about everyone and to learn about some great people to watch. And I wrote their names down to follow. And if I ever have a knee thing, I'm going to definitely see Dr. Katz. And I'll be watching for that Nobel Peace Prize. And I'm going to read one of those books that Howard Pros did. So the time was priceless. So thank you very much for having me. I appreciate it.
Cindy, thank you. And happy birthday to Brian and the special magical day that it is. Thank you. Leong, thank you so much for being here. Courageously jumping to the participant seat. How was your time with us today, Leong?
Amazing. I actually coordinate and manage and hosted United Nations events before, and I've spoken on the stage before. And I have to say, for someone who's not been there, novice like you were amazing. So, you're just absolutely amazing person. So I'm just blessed to be sharing this platform with so many great influencers like you. And if we can work together, as they say, united we stand, divided we fall. So that's the secret, okay? We got to remain united, okay? So God bless you all. And I'm blessed and honored to be sharing this platform with you all today. Thank you.
Thank you, Leong. Appreciate you enormously. Jay, thanks for your being here and for your awesome feedback and sharing your beingness. And how was your time here today, Jay?
It was awesome. Awesome. It was an honor to be a part of this with everyone involved. Like others said, connecting with everybody from different walks of life, from different nationalities and different ways that they got to be successful, and what they do was amazing to me. A few years ago, I told myself, if you don't learn something new every day, it was a wasted day. So I try to learn. I learned a lot here in this short hour or so. Whatever time, I learned a lot. Both of you, Sean, you and Bella, are amazing. The way you bring people together, and I'm just blessed to, everyone here taught me something that I didn't know before I got on. So I'm just blessed to have experienced that. So thank you all.
Thank you. And Jay, I think you have like the coolest voice ever. So thank you for sharing and for being here in your heart. And I'm not confused, sir, of all the awesome things that you've done and created in the world. And it's been an honor to have you here.
Thank you. Thank you, Sean.
Thank you, Jay. Howard, thank you. Awesome scenario. Love the heart, brother, and the mission. How was your time, Howard, with us on The Real Raw today?
Positivity, power, and love. Those are the words that come to mind. I've done a lot of radio interviews. I do a lot with my books, of course. I've done the Today Show and CBS and all that stuff, blah, blah, blah. This caught me off guard. This is not your typical interview, and I'm delighted. I love to be caught off guard. I love to face something and a challenge that I haven't done before, and this kind of interactivity as an interview format and show format was really positive experience. I found that everybody spoke both from their heart and their intellect, and they kind of mixed together to produce something that made something dynamic and interesting and revealing about each person.
Wow. Thank you, Howard. That is an unbelievable share from a brilliant man who combines heart and intellect at the highest level. So thank you for being here, Howard.
Well, thank you. Thank you. I have my days. Thank you, too.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Bella, final. Awesome job.
Final is, it is an honor and a privilege to be a part of something that stands for, as you were saying, Leong, unity in the world. No one left behind. No one needs to feel alone. Tony Robbins said, he's in the background over there, is there's no one who leads with more heart and more integrity than Sean Callagy. And I see it day in and day out in all types of conversations. We've been having conversations about, what happened in Texas, and to be able to, what I like to say is neutrally influence an entire group of people with variety of opinions is absolutely incredible. And there's a science to it. There's a technology to it that he teaches every single day. And so would like to, the team is going to drop a link in the chat. We'd love to invite you guys to spend, the next 5 days with us as we unpack, these different topics integrously. So the team is going to drop a link in the chat, and we'd love to have you join us and get to know each other a little bit. So
yeah, thank you. Yeah. And guys, if this is the end, I'm so grateful. But there is a lot here. And the God's honest truth is that we'd be lying to you if we didn't say that we're being told consistently now that the work we're doing here is the most powerful work anybody's ever experienced in the acceleration of their business and missions. So if you want to have a conversation about that with one of the team members, great. If you just want to hang and check out the huddle, great. And if this is, goodbye for now, thank you for your time, your energy, your heart. But we truly, in service of you, hope this is just the beginning. And we really appreciate your heart and your intellect being here, as Howard so aptly put it.
And Sean.
Yes.
You are blind.
And just learning to see. We thank you guys.
Bye-bye, everyone.
Take care.